Hi, I just made a website to test cross-site scripting. The reflected type of it, it basically takes the URL parameters that the user inputs and it puts it inside paragraph elements inside the HTML response. So now let's try it. So let's try it with normal input that a user could put, like A equals D, and we can see here it just puts it inside the HTML. But what if we tried to use a script, like script, let's try alert, so see it on the screen, script, like this. So as you can see, the script got executed. So this could be dangerous because attacker could exploit it to like take cookies and do some dangerous stuff. So to mitigate this, basically we need to sanitize the input that the user puts before we put it inside the HTML response from the server. So we could make a function. Let's call it clean. It takes input from user, then it will return input. So we need to replace uh, characters that could be inside the attack, like angle brackets and quotations. So let's start with angle brackets. So I will use regular expressions here and replace it with the HTML entity name. So for the left angle bracket, it's going to be LT. I'm going to do it for all of them. For the right angle bracket, for double quotations, and for single quotations. And now we just need to replace the inputs we gave to the HTML. So start with the key here. So we call it clean key. It will be equals to clean, and we will pass in the key. And now let's call it clean key value, and it will be equal to clean params key. And now we need to replace it inside the, so here it's gonna be clean key, and here it's gonna be clean key value. So now if we save it, and if we restarted the server like this, and we try to do the same thing with the script, as you can see, it's not executing the script, it just puts it inside the HTML as a text and it's not executing it. So that's how we can mitigate this vulnerability. And now for SQL injection, I created a login page to test SQL injection. So let's run the server. It takes username and password input from the user, and the user can either log in or sign up. And I used SQLite database with a table called users with those values. So first let's try a real input with a real password and real username. Let's see what will happen. As we can see, here we have the username and you have logged in successfully. So now let's try it using comment attack. So I will try to access the root account and I will close the quotes and then put comment without a password. Let's try login. As we can see, welcome root. I accessed the root account without a password. And now let's try it using another method of SQL injection in the password field. So I'll try to write anything, and let's change the password to text so I can see what I'm writing, and close the quotes, and I will use or 1 equals 1 login, and again I access the root account without the password. This could be really dangerous because the attacker could access the root account or any other account and do whatever he wants with the website. So now let's try to fix it in the code. So first let's see what causes this. As we can see here, the query, it takes the username and the password from the user and directly put it inside the SQL query. Uh, Before we put it inside the query, we need to check is it safe or not. So I will use whitelisting here. So I will make a function, I'll call it safe. It takes input, and I will loop through the whole string to see if there are any character that is not a digit or a letter or an underscore. So for C in input, if not C dot is digit, this checks if the input is digit, or C dot is alpha, check if it's in the alphabet, or C equals underscore, check if it's underscore. If the character is not any of those, we will return false, and after the loop completes, we will return true. And now let's change it in the cyan function. So if not safe username or not safe password, we will display to the user that the password or the username are invalid. So we'll return we'll give him a message here, say invalid username or password. So let's save it and let's try it. So here I will do the same thing. I'll try the username as root, and I will put a totally attack in the password and try login. As we can see, invalid username or password. Let's try the comment attack. We got the same thing, invalid username or password. If we try a real input, it will run as expected. And that's it for SQL injection.